Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the session on AgTech and scaling AgTech for startups. We have an interesting panel with two investors and one advanced IT company. Actually, I'm myself also representing an IT company. I'm the founder director of eProd Solutions in Kenya. In general, we see that AgTech companies are at different levels. We have a visitor, panelist, Uche, who is representing AirSmat, very advanced IT solution. Uche, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. It's a great pleasure for me to be here today. Uche, Olukoju, and the Vice President, Business Development and Operations for AirSmat. AirSmat is basically a software company that harnesses the power of drones, as data intelligence has grown to be a must-have tool for businesses of any size across different sectors. So our main focus at the moment is within the agricultural sector because we aim to solve the issue of food security.
Great, thank you very much. Then we have two visitors, two panelists representing investment firms. Maybe, Johan, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, nice meeting everyone. I am the founding and general partner at Synergos Venture Partners, who is in partnership with VU Venture Partners in the United States. We have offices in San Francisco, New York, Hong Kong, global concern that has got two focus areas. On the one side, we're trying to develop the ecosystem to promote investment in Africa, African startups, and to promote and expand the venture capital ecosystem on the continent. On the other side, we're a pure venture capital firm as well, which does and makes investments in startups, promoting startups. The operation has been going on, has been in existence for 3 years. I have recently returned from the United States to launch their African fund, which will be focused on Africa. So whilst we are still raising our Africa fund, the investments that we have made through the US partners has been very successful. And yeah, that's our focus is on AgTech, FinTech, and the health tech sectors. Since we're talking about AgTech today, we're very excited about the agriculture opportunities and scaling agriculture AgTech startups on the continent.
Good, thank you very much. Gerhard, could you introduce yourself, please?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this session. Thank you, Jan. My name is Gerhard. I'm the co-founder and CEO of AgVentures. AgVentures is an investment company focused exclusively on investing in agri-food tech companies in Africa that has the potential to unlock Africa's agri-food potential.
Great, thank you very much. So when we talk about AgTech, I think in general the term is used in a very broad sense, and of course there are big differences between AgTech firms and also how they can contribute to resolving some of the challenges in Africa, for example. I just came back from DRC last night after a 6 weeks visit in the heart of Congo, in places where there are many challenges, where, for example, fertilizer is absent or too expensive, transport costs are extremely high, quality seed is absent. There are so many challenges that you even wonder how IT or AgTech can play a role to help them, because there's so many other things that need to be resolved first. If I look at my own company in 2004, I started an outgrower scheme. At the moment, we have about 8,000 farmers on the contract. And we needed basically a system to automate our paperwork. So farmer registration, field inspections, collections, traceability, farmer payment, communication. So these are the things that we developed the system for. And at that time in 2004, there were basically no IT solutions for that. And now, even 15 years later, there are very few companies that offer a simple basic IT platform to manage those operations for the farmer cooperatives, the food processors, the commodity traders. So we decided in 2015 to commercialize that system. We are now in 14 countries, of which 11 African countries, and we are in more than 20 different sectors. So our system is still relatively low tech. It's an ERP, a management platform. So I would like to ask Uche, with your solution is using drone technology, artificial intelligence. This is of course very interesting state-of-the-art technology, which would be able, which would assist even in Western Europe, Northern Hemisphere, the most advanced companies, for example. Can you tell us a little bit more about your technology and how it is helping farmers in Africa to increase, for example, their productivity?
Of course. Let me share with you a slide so that we can talk through. Okay. We will go over who we are, our solution, our approach to solving food security and individual requirements or enterprise requirements. But before we start, just an NDA and quick IP protection. Statements and information presented here are sole proprietary intellectual property of AirSmat Limited, Lagos, Nigeria. Nothing herein can be reproduced or reprinted without the consent of the company. Reader consent to keep information shared herein as confidential, private, and safe for public and regulatory requirements. Information herein is strictly for personal consumption and cannot be shared with a third party. So backstory to AirSmat. We were formed in 2020, and we believe that drones will shape the future. Provide cutting-edge software solutions to farmers adopting drones into daily operations by helping to transform the way these businesses collect, interpret, and manage data. The ability of our AI-powered software to capture, ingest, analyze vast amount of data allows us to draw precise conclusions, which will help businesses gain beneficial strategies for the future. As you know, data intelligence has grown to be a must-have tool for businesses. But in the aspect of agriculture, we recognize the need for actionable intelligence during pre-season planting. So our software is able to detect on a farmer's piece of land if there will be drought for the year by accessing historical data and future data on any parcel of land. So we're able to give this farmer or this enterprise company this insight before pre-season planting before planting takes place, so that measures are put in place to ensure that they achieve their highest yield possible. We also have early season analysis and in season and during harvest. Adopting AirSmat intelligent platform enables you to process captured drone data and turn it into actionable insights, thereby saving you time and valuable human resources. Up until now, efforts to gather data on a piece of land, especially in this side of the world, has been solely on human eye or human hearsay. So, but with this, our technology, we harness AI and we're able to capture this data, which is highly accurate, analyze it, pass it through our AI, which will give us valuable insights and allow businesses act on insights to increase profitability and efficiency. As I said earlier on, we use drone and satellite to capture this data and bring out any actionable insights that any business might. So we have 4 main products that we use to help farmers. And this, so we have Smart Mapper. With Smart Mapper it prints out 2D, 3D images of any parcel of land or any piece, any acre, hectare, any piece of land. We're able to provide 3D modeling and 2D modeling. The Smart Mapper can collect images from the batch created and create a 3D model out of it, providing the images and are not overlapping. From Smart Mapper, we're able to determine plant health. This is used for viewing the plant health in a multispectral orthomosaic image. Then we have our SmartSat. SmartSat is a simple service where you can visually operate with satellite imagery from any part of the world and weather data for your fields. So by doing this, we just draw a polygon on the map and immediately get satellite imagery of any parcel that we have drawn. The benefits of SmartSat is great. Our SmartSat service helps farmers optimize planning to generate more bountiful yields by determining crop choices and the best hybrid seed choices and resource utilization. Because we just launched, we've offered farmers and enterprise farmers 1 month SmartSat service so that they can utilize this for their farms. Then we have Smart AI. With our own in-house built AI, it uses computer vision and deep learning algorithms, process data captured from these drones flying over the fields. From the drones, cameras can capture images of the entire farm, and these images are analyzed in near real time to identify problem areas and potential improvements. Then we come to Smart Crow, which is our autonomous app. So the features of Smart Crow are autonomous flights. Smart Crow is built for autonomous takeoff, survey mission, and landing. Override is possible in the sense that the drone can fly on its own without using the app. So that's basically, in a nutshell, how we help farmers. So with these 4 products, it's essential to farmers in the sense that the rise of tech and its related technologies has opened a wealth of new data opportunities. Satellites, UAVs can gather information 24 hours a day over a large expanse of land. You can monitor plant health, soil condition, temperature, humidity, and so on. The amount of data these sensors can generate is amazing, and the accurate insights drawn from this is highly beneficial.
Great, thank you. Thank you very much, Uche. Great, thank you very much. So this is very, very, very impressive. Before we ask Johan and Gerhard to explain a little bit about their companies, I just have one question to you. These solutions, they are really very impressive, and I can imagine that especially the larger farmers would benefit and are even able to pay for these solutions. Is there a possibility also for small-scale farmers or mid-sized farmers to make use of your services? And is this already happening at the moment?
Yes, of course. I mean, our services and our technology is inclusive of enterprise farmers and small-scale farmers. But you know, with Nigeria, there are a lot of small scale farmers, and for us to reach for us to get in contact with these small scale farmers, we've had to go through the various cooperatives. And because we provide end-to-end service at AirSmat, we do all the heavy lifting on technology. So it really, there won't be any gap in the services or the use of this technology between enterprise farmers and small scale farmers, because as we said, we provide end-to-end services at AirSmat.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much. Okay, so in the panel we have two investors, two people representing investors in companies like AirSmat. Johan, could you tell us a little bit more about your company and also how you would invest in companies like AirSmat?
Yeah, thank you very much. What Uche has explained is a very good example of how African companies, AgTech companies and farmers in the agriculture space could use technology to leapfrog and catch up. One of the things that we recognize in Africa is that there's been, through various reasons, a slower pace of development than the rest of the world. And from our perspective, we're looking for organizations, like Uche has explained, that is coming up with an innovative, fresh, using the latest AI, drones, image capturing with satellites and drones, to make farmers and to supply farmers with the information that they need to become more competitive. VU and Synergos has identified the great need that Africa has to catch up. We've all heard these figures, the figures about what's happening in Africa, and 60% of farmers are subsistence farmers, and if we can get those subsistence farmers to become more competitive and become, even if they are small-scale commercial farmers, we would be contributing enormously to the more than 60% smaller subsistence farmers is becoming self-sustainable and becoming commercially viable so that they can generate. Now, from VU side, as I said, we're in partnership with VU as our international partners. We've got offices in Stellenbosch and in Johannesburg, South Africa. So operating from South Africa, but focusing very much on the rest of Africa. So on the AgTech side, we're looking for companies that will disrupt, that will use technology and innovative ways to enhance farmer sustainability. And ultimately, we still have a venture capital fund. Also, we do this because we are wanting to give to our investors a superior return. Now, we could from his side, but yeah, that's basically our focus areas.
Yeah, fantastic. And if I can ask Johan, which is explained us that her company is relatively new, so from 2020, would you see possibilities to invest at such early stage, basically without several years of returns?
We're in an early stage venture fund, so yes, we are looking at early stage companies. We draw on the experience from our partners that have spent more than 25 years in identifying early stage startups in tech companies that have enabled changes globally in all different sectors, AgTech being just one of them. So I can just say that in the partners in the fund has been some of the early stage investors in Facebook, Twitter, Uber, Airbnb, Beyond Meat.
Yeah.
So identifying startups early stage and investing in them even without huge profitability, it's about seeing the scalability of it.
Yeah.
that identifies for us.
Fantastic. Thanks a lot. Gerhard, maybe before I ask you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more how you could help companies like AirSmat, if anybody has questions, please post them in the chat box. So after Gerhard's talk, we can then also answer some questions from the people in this in the webinar. Please, Gerhard, could you tell us a little bit more about how your firm could assist companies like AirSmat?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so AgVentures was founded in 2018. As I said, it's an investment company based in South Africa, and we invest in privately owned agri-food companies with innovative technology that has the potential to transform the African agri-food sector. And our purpose is to unleash Africa's agri-food potential. And our anchor shareholder is a South African corporate called African Agri Food that has more than a 100-year legacy. It's an agri-food group with about 3,000 employees. And the challenge that we are trying to tackle in Africa is the fact that, and I wish I could show these slides because it makes a big impression on you when you see it, is that within the next 30 years, Africa's population is projected to double from 1.3 billion to 2.5. So double in 30 years. And the working age population is projected to increase rapidly from about 500 million to about 2.5 billion by 2100. That's within the next 70 years. All other areas in the world is projected to decrease. Higher consumption needs are expected in Africa due to urbanization. The urban dwellers are expected to increase from 400 million to 1.2 billion within the next 30 years. And the challenge is that Africa is a net importer of food to the tune of $45 billion per annum. So we are expecting a large increase in demand, but we are not self-sufficient. On top of that, climate change is also playing a significant role in disrupting historical weather and food production patterns. So the opportunity in Africa is to increase yield. Often historically in the media that you would read that 60% of the world's arable land is in Africa. The reality is that not much of that land is arable due to water constraints, poor access to infrastructure, etc. The positive is that agri-food technology companies are leading the way in Africa due to new foundational technologies that in recent years has been launched. Things like remote sensing, in-field drones, satellite. With satellites you can now view a half a meter by half a meter block. Cloud storage, which takes producers or software providers fixed cost to a variable cost, data science, mobile technology, online marketplaces, etc. It's estimated that agri-food tech in Africa is growing at more than 40% per annum with more than 33 users. The challenge is that there's very limited pools of capital and expertise for agri-food tech companies in Africa to access. Most of the dedicated investors in this sector is focused elsewhere. That's where we feel AgVentures provides a solution by being a pioneer in the agri-food tech sector in Africa. We invest in various technologies. On the digital side, there's online marketplaces, software, data analytics and AI, then also biotechnology, for instance, seed companies with their own parent seeds, machines, robotics, drones, connectivity technology, like new types of soil sensors, sustainable farming systems, innovative food technology, and then also sustainable packaging. We have a dual strategy. The one is to invest in Africa, and to expand these technologies into the rest of Africa. We're currently only focused on South Africa and Kenya as an investment country focused. And then also we're investing in Israel, and we're busy building a bridge between Africa and Israel, because Israel has so many very innovative, disruptive technologies, but they don't have a very big domestic market. So we see a lot of potential for these technologies to unlock Africa's value chain. Then the value that we feel we bring apart from capital is that we really come in and become a co-founder, and a co-partner with the entrepreneurs to build their business. So we're very much involved through various aspects of the business, from entrepreneur development to help creating plans and strategies to expand into Africa, assist with recruiting, providing strategic insights into Africa and into the sector. And also the benefit is we're a permanent capital vehicle, so there's no specific pressure on management teams to exit within a specific time period. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. I see we are running a little bit late in the time, but I was told that we can take a few more minutes. So maybe a quick question to Gerhard. One of the people in the chat asked about the ticket size and the specific challenges to make these very early stage investments. Could you respond to that, please?
Yes, so firstly, we invest in a combination of venture capital and private equity. So we have a fairly wide ticket size, from $300,000 to $3 million US. And also because we want to find a balance between high growth private equity type investments, balancing out the higher risk but even higher potential scalability venture capital transactions.
Good. Thank you. And Uche, there was one question in the chat box about from Alpha Priso about your plan to scale. You are very ambitious. So could you tell us a little bit more about how you plan to scale so rapidly?
Okay. So I think I already responded to him, but I would. Okay, so we are a company born in the cloud. Still leveraging on the power of AI in the scaling efforts, and we've cracked our in-house AI at the moment. So if it's something that we're continually building on, I mean, scaling wouldn't be, or it wouldn't take, you know, since we're starting out in Nigeria, our market is the entire continent, basically. But since this is a new product and it's a new technology, and, you know, being in Africa, Nigeria is, you know, since the adoption of new technology, it takes a bit of time. So, I mean, we're working on, you know, reaching out to other countries. We have a team of dedicated data scientists working actively on the project. And we were just recently adopted into the NVIDIA Inception program, which would help us continue building on our in-house AI. So the bigger we're able to build, the faster that we're able to scale. So I hope that answers the question.
Great, great. Thank you very much. Okay, Gerhard, you mentioned the fund size. Johan, maybe you could repeat again what fund size of investments you are, what ticket size of investments you are aiming at.
Yes, so we're raising a $50 million US fund, and we investment ticket size anything between $250,000 US and 500 for our initial investments. What is very unique, or not unique, but what is very important for us in our strategy is to have enough capital available. We only spend about 20% of our initial investment of our fund on initial investments. So we retain 80% of the fund for follow-on investments. We recognize that in Africa, since we need to be in and supporting our startups that we've invested in over a longer period, that we retain a sufficient amount of capital for follow-on investment so we can assist. Like Gerhard has explained, we're trying to stay with these investments for a longer period.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you very much. I think we should probably respect a little bit the time that was given to us. But maybe I can suggest that Johan, Gerhard, and Uche, if you want to share your email address in the chat, so people can also reach out to you individually or through the platform if they prefer to use the platform. So they can, because there will be more questions, even though not so many are coming up in the chat, but there's quite a big group of participants, about 28. So I would like to thank all of you very much, and I wish you good luck with your company, Uche, and also Gerhard and Johan with the investments you are making. Personally, I will also reach out to you because we're also looking for funding with our company eProd.